Guess who's back in the house? I hope that you all are having a wonderful day. Um, we're still in Pride Month, and I have put up about 10 different Pride videos that have either been parades or celebrations of Pride. And I wanted to make a video about what Pride means to me. So I moved to LA in about 2011, and prior to 2011, I had never been to a Pride parade. I had been to, had I been to any Pride events? I actually don't even think I had been to any Pride events. I had been to I went to Sizzle Miami, which is kind of like the equivalent of a brown circuit party. It caters towards Black and Latino men. And so I actually don't even think that I went to a actual Pride event. And so that changed in 2011, right when I moved here. I was in a public service announcement and campaign to prevent HIV in people of color. And with that campaign, I was asked to represent the campaign in the Los Angeles Pride Parade. And so I was excited because I think that there needs to be greater discussion about ways to prevent HIV and also to reduce stigma surrounding AIDS and HIV. That is extremely important. Those conversations do not happen enough in communities of color. And so the day of the parade, I can remember it like it was yesterday. So with the campaign, we had these humongous inflatable balls that had an actual kind of a microscopic view of what the AIDS virus looks like. And there was lettering that was in green and then an AIDS ribbon. And so it was me and another guy, and these balls, they were kind of like, imagine kind of like a beach ball, but quadrupled in size. And so the organization that I was walking with, they told us to kind of like bounce these balls on the pavement so that people from miles away could see it and kind of like ask like, what is that? And so we had to throw these balls against the pavement with all of our might. And just that alone took a lot of energy. What I wasn't expecting was the reaction from the crowd. The balls were kind of like on brand with the campaign. It had our logo, it had the AIDS ribbon. But if people had never been to the campaign website, if they had never if they had never looked under a microscope to see what the AIDS virus looks like on a molecular level, they had no clue what we were representing. But to them, we were someone to applaud. And in that moment, I something clicked in my head about Pride events. I guess the reason why I had never been to a Pride event because I didn't think that they were important. Um, and that changed because we were representing something more than just a campaign. We were representing what the idea of pride, what it meant. The very first Pride event was a riot. In Los Angeles, the first Pride event happened in June 1969 because a group of gay men and women were protesting how they were treated at a restaurant called Barney's Beanery, and the owner had hung up a sign that said, "Faggots stay out," and he had misspelled the word faggots. They wanted the sign removed, and they were protesting about it. And there was a float at this protest, and it was sponsored by the Advocate magazine. And so at that event, it was magical almost to be there, to experience that, like to attend my first Pride parade and actually be in it. And so I'm saying all of this because it wasn't until maybe, gosh, I posted a Pride event on my YouTube channel about 5 years ago, LA Pride. I was covering it for an online LA specific LGBT blog. And it was one of the first videos that I posted actually on YouTube. And I didn't get a lot of comments on or views on that video, and it wasn't until I posted the LA Pride video from last year that I started to get a lot of hate from that video. From that video, I knew that I needed to document the LGBT experience on video to post on YouTube to remind myself how lucky I am that I'm alive in this time right now. From 1969 to now, the gay rights movement has evolved. I have more rights as a gay man than my queer ancestors had in 1969. I can walk down the street in LA and not be afraid to be arrested, to not be afraid to be harassed, to not be afraid to be spit on, because I am a gay man. That's why I am proud. That's why I consider myself to be a documentarian. As a writer, I've been writing for years. It wasn't until recently that it connected that, this is my purpose. Like, I need to document the lives of the queer community. And 2 years ago, I got a grant from the city of West Hollywood to document the lives of older gay men connected to the West Hollywood community. And so When I posted the videos from Pride this year, I've gotten so much hate on those videos. People commenting that, all gay men burn in hell, being gay is a sin. And my friend told me, like, why don't I delete those comments? Those comments reflect how some people in the world view the LGBT community. I'm reminded that even though that I have greater rights than my queer ancestors had in 1969, that I must be aware of my surroundings at all time. I must go through kind of like collective memory to, one, be thankful that people marched in 1969, and remind myself that even though some straight person believes that pride festivals are just an orgy on legs, I have to remind myself that no matter what these people who've never been to a pride parade, who probably want to put all gay people on an island somewhere, I would say all people in the LGBT community on an island somewhere, their ideas do not define who I am as a person. Only I can define who I am as a person. And I have to continue to write the stories of people in the community. I have to continue to document pride events. And I have to remind myself that pride is not just during the month of June. Pride is every day. Pride is waking up and being able to communicate to the world that I am a gay man. Pride is walking out of your house and living in your truth. And I hope that all of you out there in the world, in the community, that you feel proud of your queer ancestors and you can live an authentic life, because some of them could not. So don't let pride end on the last day of June. Be prideful every single day. No matter how other people feel about you, have pride in your heart. And I hope that you guys have a beautiful day. Until next time, besos.